They just caught the Chinese spying on our military operations. Watch this as we see a report that U.S. nuclear bomber fleets are actually sharing a very small fence line with a Chinese intelligence-owned trailer park here in the United States of America.
Nuclear bomber fleet shares a fence with a trailer park linked to Chinese intelligence. Here it is. So it's one thing for a Chinese couple to buy a trailer park. Here it is. This is thanks to Google Image. It is another thing for them to go to great lengths to hide who they are, including using multiple shell companies to conceal their identities. Why is this all important? Because they bought a trailer park in the middle of Missouri, no disrespect to Missouri. It's at the foot of the runway where America's largest fleet of B-2 bombers take off.
So this was definitely an act of military espionage. It'll probably be found out that it goes a lot deeper than this.
There's 20, 30 years we have offshore precision manufacturing jobs. And the president's point here is, we can't snap our fingers and say, you're going to learn how to build ships overnight. We want to bring semiconductor industry back to the U.S. There are going to be big facilities in Arizona. So I think the president's vision here is to bring in overseas workers where these jobs went.
Who have skills.
Who have the skills, 3, 5, 7 years to train the U.S. workers.
Now that infuriates me because the American worker is who these skills were robbed from. They offshored all of the production to these other countries. And don't get me wrong, we can do it today. The Americans can do it today. So I don't know exactly why they're pushing to bring these overseas workers back here to America to train you, but that's exactly what they're doing, or at least that's the excuse they're giving.
Talking about leaving. President Trump is now talking about leaving the government out of the healthcare issue and sending the money straight to the American people. Would you support that? Is that a fix for this ongoing problem?
Well, Republicans used to call that redistribution of wealth. Someone ought to ask them, is this redistribution of wealth when you take money from the American people? By the way, those are tax dollars. Those are tax dollars. This whole fiasco has been one episode of pretense on the president's.
No, it's been one big scam, and I think we're all starting to see that. Brussels has issued an order. They're activating what's called the Migration Pact. This is Orbán Viktor. Orbán Viktor is the Prime Minister of Hungary. He says that he wants to make it clear once and for all for every nation to know. As long as Hungary has a patriotic government, they will not be part of a forced migration pact. They will not accept migrants, and they will not spend a single dime on them. It sounds to me like many countries around the world should take a point from Hungary. This is a video of an ICE agent being asked the question about how much money he gets individually for each person that is deported. He replies back to the asker that we are not bounty hunters. We are federal agents. We are doing a federal job. Don't believe what the news has to tell you.
But it all includes fixing the healthcare system that Democrats broke with the disaster known as Obamacare. Obamacare was a disaster from day one. It's done nothing but go up. And if you remember President Barack Hussein Obama, when he came up with this crazy idea, he said everything's going to be great, rates are going to go down, payments are going to go down, everything's going to go down. It went the exact opposite.
And it always will. And anybody telling you that even Trump will have payments or rates go down, they are not telling you the whole truth. They might wiggle some things around. They might make certain data metrics go down while the other ones go up. But there's just no way in this corrupt capitalist marketplace that these companies will accept less money to do their job. Listen to this video. My brother sent me this. Very important.
Unless you can become exceedingly wealthy over the next 10 years, you're going to have to choose. You're going to have to choose between remaining within this system or trying to build sovereign communities that have built their own sort of independent ecosystems. You have to understand that fighting or reversing this trajectory is not a realistic option.
Yeah, there's no going back from where we are at today in the world. There is only carving out a new, sometimes very hard-won position.
As long as you're still placing your hopes in the likes of a Mamdani or any other elected official, in my opinion, you're just in denial. You're in denial about what is happening and what's going to happen. And being in this sort of denial is going to leave you with no options. You're going to have no option but to comply.
So what's your option here? Well, the only thing that you can do is start to build your own future. Get a piece of land. Get a couple of people on it. Set up contracts. Rent the pieces of land week by week. Doing these types of things will mean that if someone no longer complies with the group or the prepper organization's mission statement, well, they have a week or 2 or 3 or whatever is pre-described to get up and leave. You either are a part of this mission or you're not a part of this mission. And that's really the only way that you will be able to carve a piece out, or you join an existing prepper group or a survival group that has some land, has chickens, has solar power, grows their own food, does their own, traditional Chinese or other sort of healthcare, does all these things, because without it, this country is nothing. We're not going to be able to make it through unless, like he said at the very beginning of this, you win the lottery and you become some sort of millionaire.
But I do think what the Democrats did not include in their calculation in their insane government shutdown was the fact that this spotlight was going to be shined upon one of their favorite government welfare programs that under Joe Biden increased 40%. Where all that money went, trying to buy elections, we're not 100% sure, but we're rolling it back now. On day one, back in February, for me, we sent a letter to every governor saying, send us your SNAP data.
So this is a big unveiling of change to come. In the state of Louisiana, this is what you get if you don't have money. Watch.
Ever wonder what the state of Louisiana gives you in a commodities box? A commodity supplemental food program where you can get a box of food once a month if you are elderly. Let me show you everything that mom got in her box this month. She got this block of cheese, which looks like Velveeta. We got some dry milk mix, a can of beef with juices. Ugh, I don't know about that. Some peanut butter. Sometimes I'll give her the healthier peanut butter with no sugar, which is awesome. She got several cans of peaches. We got some green beans, some yams, I guess in preparation for Thanksgiving coming up. Like I mentioned, she had several cans of peaches. We got some instant mashed potato flakes, so you can whip up some mashed potatoes easily. We got 1 can of chili with beans, more peaches, more green beans. We got some bag of was nasty.
All right, let's see if she shows the entire thing here at the end. It's definitely not a month's worth of food for an elderly person, but it is supplemental. And that's exactly what it's meant to be. It's meant to supplement the inability to have a full month's worth of food. And that definitely helps. So I would like to see, you tell me, would you like something different? I want every single SNAP recipient to get a supplemental box of food. This food is not going to be the top of the line lobster and steak that you can go buy with your tax money that you're not getting taxed for. No, this is flakes, potato flakes, elbow noodles, white rice, oats, grits, beans, beef, yams, corn, all of these things together. That's what you should be getting because it's meant to supplement you. And people will say, oh, well, what about the nutritional needs of those with diabetes or with food allergies? Sure, you just mark that. What do you have access to and what you don't? And then you don't get sent those things. It's easy. The problem is so many people are in entitled fraud that we don't know how to get out of this.
Officials are telling CBS News Border Patrol teams are expected to start an operation in Charlotte this month. Top Border Patrol.
That's Charlotte, North Carolina, folks, where they expect a new immigration enforcement plan to roll out. Remember, the plan of the U.S. government was to send the National Guard or federalized agents into 25 to 45 states across the USA. That means if you haven't seen them yet in your state, they are coming for your state. Now, will your state be the one that starts off the new civil war because people start fighting back? Will the cartels or the organized crime or gang elements in your state be the ones that finally take us to that over the edge point? I don't know. But we are getting ready for any and all possibilities. You're watching Full Spectrum Survival on YouTube. This is YouTube's original prepper news channel. We are just watching these events unfold. I'm doing the scrolling so that you don't have to. Thank you for being a part of us here at Full Spectrum. From my family to yours, please stay safe and keep watch.